like that.
Cool. Well, I always appreciate the feedback.
It is cool. I like positive feedback, but I don't like microphone feedback.
I wanted to get out with you on the podcast because we kept talking about Gen X and Gen Xers, and I watched a really interesting video. First of all, welcome to another episode of Thank You For Your Services podcast, the podcast dedicated to the working world, quite possibly the service industry and the military service, because we've worked all facets of life, and we like to talk about work and other things, but we like to try and keep it focused on work. If you would like to write to us and complain about the show or praise the show or complain about your work week, or
you better not complain,
or whatever you want to do, we have an email address that is ThankYouForUrServices@gmail.com. Your spelled U-R. ThankYouForUrServices@gmail.com. And if you would like to reach us on Instagram, if Instagram's easier for you, that is at ThanksForYourServices_podcast. Once again, that is ThanksForYourServices_podcast. And
that's fucking right.
Tommy Two Streets over here is very diligent about keeping up with people who write to us on Instagram and in the emails.
It's true.
So
not much is going to top that first email I got. That was it still makes me laugh.
It's very funny.
But I would like some more.
Yeah, more would be nice.
I would like at least 2 more.
Yeah.
Challenge. I'm challenging the listeners. Give us 2 emails by the next episode, and you'll get something.
Well, that just reminded me of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Zoomers and Gen Z.
That's so funny, because before we get started, or right when we were like warming up, I was just telling Matt, I've been... and Matt related on this. I've been followed lately by 2 podcasts. They could be relative to our size. They could be bigger than ours. I don't know, but I know they both have more episodes than we do.
Okay.
One of them is called Zoomer Thoughts. And their Instagram is at Zoomer_memes_.
So if you're a listener, Zoomer Thoughts podcast, maybe we could do a crossover episode.
Shout out. Thanks for following.
Yeah, thanks for the follow.
They're on Spotify. They have 20 episodes as of today.
Ooh.
Their latest episode came out the other day.
So they're like one ahead of us.
Yeah, that's right. They're active. And I also got followed by a podcast called This World Blows.
Wait, I think I did too.
I listened to it. I listened to like 4 episodes. It's really good.
What's it about? Just complaining about the world?
Just complaining.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty funny. I liked it.
Even if we end up only having like 20 listeners who just like to hear us complain, I'm fine with that.
They have whoever does their content on their Instagram is good at it too, because it has like video and shit, and it has their podcast in the background.
We can definitely make video. I got this GoPro now.
Those guys are at. I assume they're. That podcast is at This World Blows on Instagram.
Cool.
Just all one word. Really funny shit. I liked it.
Excellent.
So shout out to them.
Cool. We gave them a follow back, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. All right.
I don't remember if they followed the podcast page. If you didn't, you fucking better. If you're listening out there.
Yeah.
I'll unfollow. Watch me.
Watch him. He's dangerous.
But
okay, so I watched. What?
Didn't you get followed by some too? Did you check them out?
I got followed by a lot of stuff recently because I put up a new music video. My band put up a new music video that we shot on Sunday, and I edited it all on Monday.
It's good too. I watched it twice.
Yeah, thank you.
I encourage everybody to watch it on YouTube.
It's called Recollection by Fat Monster Matt.
That's right.
We worked really hard on it. I was covered in blood for it. It was really fun. Did a little horror movie, and in fact, the star of that video, he and I are now writing a movie together, a short film called The Locker Room.
Is it the guy with the glasses?
Yes, not Joey, but Carlos. He has glasses and he's got like cool slick back hair. He's a cool guy.
Cool.
Yeah, very, very cool guy. Very cool guy. Shout out to Carlos.
Joey threw me off because he didn't have his glasses on.
He did not. You're right. He usually does.
Shout out Juicebox Joey.
Hey, Juicebox.
You better be listening too, you fuck.
Yeah, I think Joey does listen. Joey listens to everything because he has a night shift at work, so he just lets a lot of stuff play. That and Mysterious Universe, which he and I got into back in like almost 10 years ago.
Give yourself some nightmares. No big deal.
Always. But okay, so I did want to talk about Zoomers and Gen Xers because we're always complaining about Gen Xers on here. I really never thought about how Gen Xers were the first gamers and the first people to...
That's true.
Yeah. They were really the first people to revolutionize the internet. Like, the boomers, I guess, invented it, but I would say more Gen Xers invented it, right?
They invented it for sure.
Because it started at a college in Pennsylvania.
You remember what year?
It must have been the 80s, like 89. So, yeah, I guess that would be Gen Xers, right? So,
yep, that's a Gen Xer.
Yeah, and it was invented so that college kids could communicate with each other on campus. Mm-hmm. Kind of like AOL Instant Messenger kind of a thing. I think that's how it was started. So anyway, I didn't realize how much, like, you know, you and I grew up into punk rock and hardcore and all this DIY type of stuff, and I always forget that it was Gen Xers who really revolutionized that as well. And they're so, like, they're such douchebags now that it is hard to look past past the douchebaggery into the good things that they did. But a lot of that comes from divorce rates skyrocketing in the 70s and 80s. And like I grew up, my parents were never really together. They were always divorced. But for them, that was a huge deal because that, you know, they saw a whole generation happen, and they were left home alone a lot as kids. So they just let the TV raise them, and they created, I mean, internet shows. And like how people use YouTube today was created by Gen Xers. My favorite YouTuber is a Gen Xer, the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe. And he is the reason why Twitch exists, why YouTube essentially exists the way it is today, where we watch people review things and stuff. James Rolfe was really the first to do that. I mean, there was television before that where things were reviewed, but not in the same way he did it on YouTube. So anyway, I just wanted to give that little positive note about Gen Xers. And this documentary actually talked about how much millennials use resources more than everyone else. Like we've actually been using up a lot more resources, I guess at the same rate the boomers did, if not more. But I don't know how true that is. I always thought our generation was the one to go back to a lot of the old time trades. Like a lot of guys our age and girls became barbers and hairstylists. Like that, there was like a huge boom in that in the 2010s.
Yeah, there was.
Barbering made a huge
watched
comeback.
it happen.
Yeah, you did. I did too. That's when I got involved. I was part of that first like wave.
There's something to be said about, I think, quote unquote millennials using up more resources than boomers. There's more millennials than there ever were boomers.
Really?
Just by numbers.
See, I didn't realize that. I always thought there were more boomers.
All those boomers and all those Gen Xers who came before us, millennials,
had kids.
Had us.
Yeah, you're right. Our parents are both boomers.
I read a statistic, or heard of a statistic a couple of years ago that was like, by the time the next election cycle happens, millennials will be the biggest demographic voting.
Oh.
So there's evidence right there.
Very,
I think
very
in the next election coming up, it must be.
So Gen Z is lower population then?
I'm sure, maybe.
Yeah, because our generation does not have many kids. I mean, we just don't have kids like the last two.
Well, it's a gradual slip off. So I don't know, actually, if are millennials giving birth. I don't think millennials can give birth to Gen
How
Zers.
many friends do you have that have kids right now?
It's tough to think.
Let me ask you, do you have more friends that don't have children?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
God, yeah.
There you go. And now think about all of our parents. All of their friends had children.
That's fucking true.
Yeah.
Every single family member I have, or family friend who are like pseudo uncles and aunts, all have kids, and they were my cousins.
There you go.
So yeah, like I have a fuck ton of cousins who are not blood.
Interesting.
Like you know how like my dad.
Yeah, we never did that. We never called people cousins that weren't related to us. I don't know.
Oh, I don't. It's not like we're throwing the term around loosely.
Okay.
But my dad grew up in a music scene much like we did.
Yeah.
And the people he was in bands with, like for decades and decades, he considers, like, we consider them uncles of mine.
I understand
or aunts
that,
of mine. So I consider their kids my like cousins, like once removed kind of thing.
Sure.
Or twice, whatever the fuck the metric is, twice removed or something.
I have no idea.
But I would never officially. I mean, I do have a lot. I do have a lot of biological cousins too on my dad's side because he's one of 4 kids and all of them had kids.
There you go.
So point proven.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's Gen X. I thank you for a lot of the things that you did. I think you guys are mostly douchebags, but I do thank you for at least like leading the way for us to then go and do the things you do a lot better.
You know what Gen Xer I would love to thank personally today?
Who?
I know he's listening too.
Okay.
Fan of the podcast, Mike Judge.
Mike Judge. He is a genius.
Creator of Beavis and Butthead.
They are the MTV generation, dude.
Hank, like
That's wild.
King of the Hill, the funniest, some of the funniest fucking shit. And Matt and Trey Parker.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
For God's sake.
Yeah, they created modern humor. I mean, look at Seth MacFarlane. Anyway, this conversation could go on all night. Let me ask you, Tom.
Yeah?
What's on your mind, baby?
Oh, man.
Yeah, give it to me.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah, I want to know.
Well, first, because we've had 2 episodes in a row with esteemed guests of ours.
Esteem.
Shout out Angela and shout out Tex.
Yeah.
Those are awesome episodes. If you haven't checked them out, if this is your first episode, please listen to last week's and the weeks before.
Yeah, they're good.
When we had Angela and Tex on at separate times. Those are 2 of my favorite episodes to date. But I've had all kinds of license plates, like silly license plates I've written down.
Oh, so you want to do the license plates first?
Yeah, it's
all right.
Quick, get it out of the way.
Yeah, sure. I got one too. So.
Let's see. I saw hers 2.
Hilarious.
HERZ-2.
Okay.
Can you tell what it is? Because I couldn't.
Hers 2.
And what?
Hers 2. I guess it's probably somebody who's married to a man, and maybe was it a nice car?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's his, but it's hers too.
There's one that I took a photo of.
Okay. Jesus. Maybe don't. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It was pulled over in a neighborhood, so I got a great photo of it. What does that say?
That says gay as fuck. But it has umlauts over the A's.
It's one of those like novelty like Euro looking tags.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That you can customize.
Whoever that is a comic genius.
Gay as fuck.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Not to blow up their spot, but like I know exactly where that car is parked now, and if I could, I would shake their hand, whoever they are.
That's genius. That's very funny.
I saw UGY, like UGHWHY.
Ugly?
UGY, like why?
Oh,
UGHWHY.
Got it. Ugh, why? That's funny.
Yeah. See if you can figure this one out.
Okay.
RTHROPD.
RTHR. Rather.
That's what I'm
overpowered.
Thinking. Rather something.
Rather opt.
I guess. I saw RESQMOM.
Rescue Mom?
Rescue Mom.
Okay.
And they had a sticker that said Black Labs Matter.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
It was some goofy shit.
Oh, I think we've talked about this now a couple of times. You told me what the Let's Go Brandon thing is.
Uh-huh.
That's insane.
Oh,
I see it everywhere now.
I'll save the rest for... Well, never mind. I'll do two more. Okay. I saw Sith 1.
Oh, I think I've seen that one around.
It's like a blacked out car. It's like some fast car.
Cool.
I hope that Darth Vader is driving the car, and has, instead of like his like cloak and like his fucking like his apparatus on his chest, he's wearing that as a t-shirt when he drives that car,
like the
like a tuxedo t-shirt,
yeah,
but it's a Darth Vader shirt.
I've seen that shirt before too. That's hilarious.
I hope he wears that when he drives. And today I saw a Nom Nom.
Oh, I've seen Nom Nom.
Nom.
That's pretty good. All right, I only got one, but I thought it was funny as shit. It just said Larry 1.
I think I've seen that too.
And I was like,
oh, it must be Larry's car.
well, no, I know, but where are the other Larrys? Is there a Larry 2 and 3?
Does he have a fleet? A fleet of Larrys?
A horde of Larrys? Shout out to Dave Shub for his old band, the Bad Larrys, which is no longer around. But they still have music on Spotify and all that. They were pretally good. I used to go see them, actually, all the time.
I played a show with them one time.
Yes, you did. I was there.
They played...
At 1984?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was there.
And they played...
I used to go see your band all the time, too.
And they played. They played for what felt like an hour.
Yeah, they did. They used to play for a while.
And we were very annoyed at them for a long time for that.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, get the fuck off the stage.
Give the other bands a shot.
There are other bands playing this show.
I hate when bands do that at like local gigs and you're like, dude, this like literally, they're just trying to get the entertainment through. Please.
I get that it's a release.
But I give it to Dave, man. He is one talented motherfucker.
Yeah, I got to give it to him too.
He is extremely, extremely talented. I love that guy.
Yeah. Shout out, Dave.
Did you want to go on with what else is on your mind?
Yeah, I got shit on my mind.
All right, give it to me.
Dixon flannels.
Oh my fucking god!
You familiar
Thank you
with those?
that you brought that up. Yes, I am.
So
how annoyed they are so annoying to me.
So I'll go.
Okay.
Lately, I've been on a flannel kick.
Sure.
Ever since the transitionally cooler period between winter and spring.
Sure.
When it's like 50 degrees or less out, I've been wearing a lot of flannels.
Yeah.
And then I've seen Dixon flannels on people, and I've seen their name, and I've heard about them. One of my friends was like, "Oh, they have like they're sturdy and they fit well, and they have a little piece of chamois inside one of the not lapels, but like the lower part of the shirt, so you can clean your glasses off with it." Oh shit! Excuse me. Anyway, so I looked them up, and I was on their website, and on the website they're like $50.
Oh, bro, they're so expensive.
$60.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, I wonder why they're so expensive. I mean, my brain immediately goes, oh, they must be made really well. They must be sturdy, or they must be worth it somehow.
Nope.
So I was asking my friend Johnny, shout out, who's a skateboarder. I was like, dude, what is up with this Dixon flannel company shit? Why are they so pricey? And then I was looking for pre-owned one, like worn ones, to see if I could find cheaper ones, and you can't, because people sell them for more than what they're worth.
They sell the used Dixon flannels for more?
Here's why.
Okay.
Because apparently when they make a colorway, they make a batch, and that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Some kind of special edition, or it's kind of like a funky name or something. And I was like, who gives a fuck?
Dude.
There's a badillion flannels out there. I've gotten most of my flannels secondhand or from thrift stores for $3, $4.
Me too. I go to the thrift shop by Movies 10, and it was so funny. My 4 best friends in the whole world are Joey, you, Shane, and Rick. And you know all of them now.
I do.
So my friend Shane, shout out to Shane. You're probably not listening. Shane only buys Dixon flannels.
What's his reasoning for that?
I don't fucking know. He just likes the way they fit. He just likes them. But
I'll talk to Shane. I go,
Shane. I always look at him and I go, first of all, the flannel doesn't look real. Do you know what I mean? It looks like it's printed on. Like the pattern looks like it's printed on rather than sewn together.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's very strange. They don't feel as warm.
Sterile.
As normal flannels. So I'm a huge horror movie nut. I've talked about this on the show before, but I never got super into it. But a lot of times I like to dress like characters in movies. Like, you know how I'm always switching things up? It's because I like right now I have on like, I like the way this looks, because to me, this looks like Return of the Living Dead, the way Tom Matthews was dressed in Return of the Living Dead. Like, I like the way characters look in movies, so I'll dress like
Thank God, too, because we're on camera right now.
But what I'm saying is, no, I know. But what I'm saying is,
crickets.
Companies like Dixon, they go, oh, this is the Friday the 13th color scheme. This is the Nightmare on Elm Street color scheme of our flannel. And dude, it doesn't, first of all, it doesn't look anything like, if you were going to do a Friday the 13th color scheme, or let's say you were going to do a Friday the 13th flannel, release the one that Jason wore in part 3. Which
Did
is
he
like,
wear a flannel?
Yeah, he wore a flannel in part 3.
It's interesting. When I think of Jason, I think of a navy boiler suit. Much like Michael Myers.
So you would be incorrect.
Or gray or something.
Yeah, he never wore like a mechanic's outfit. Is that what you're thinking?
He didn't?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
He wore overalls in the... Because you know he's not in the first movie, right?
Right.
Okay. So in the second movie, he wore overalls and a sack on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the second film, he has on like blue flannel with a... And that's when he gets his hockey mask. Right. Then in the fourth movie is with the red flannel. But it gets all ripped up.
I guess I imagined the boiler suit then. It was a fucking...
A lot of people have false memory when it comes to a lot of slasher movies.
They all kind of
melt together. Exactly.
If you're not like in there.
But there was a point where when in part 6, when Jason gets resurrected and he's now zombie Jason because he's been actually killed. Because in part 4, he's actually killed by Corey Feldman. But what I'm trying to say is companies like Dixon or like... There's a million of them out there now. They're all like Instagram companies or whatever.
Yeah.
They make these like I'm doing finger quotes like a Gen Xer, like fucking like colorways or whatever. Oh, a limited edition. You know what it does? It doesn't make something more limited. It actually ruins the value for me. It makes things a lot of stuff is like that now. It loses its heart anymore. Like if you're gonna release a Nightmare on Elm Street clothing.
There's only one thing I think of when I think of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Crop top that Johnny Depp wore?
No.
Oh, what do you think?
Freddy's sweater.
Oh, well, the sweater's obvious, but like you can
That's
go to
what I'm saying.
But I'm saying you could go to a Halloween store and buy Freddy's sweater, but I'm saying if you want to release something that like reminds you of the movie, I don't know. I think like release a crop top male's t-shirt with the number 5 on. I can't remember at the moment what Johnny Depp was wearing, but like that to me is like bringing the heart out of a film. If you're an actual fan of the film, anybody can go out and buy a fucking red and green whatever and be like, oh, it's Freddy Krueger. And I'm like, okay. It bugs me. I don't know if it's as a horror fan or just I'm a fan of like art that means something, like bleeding for your art rather than just buying it at a store. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
It's attached,
maybe I'm wrong.
It's attached to that Dixon fucking name, dude. They can sell anything.
You know what it is? It's buying ripped jeans.
That's a great point.
It is buying ripped jeans. It's unauthentic.
That's a great point.
You're supposed to just buy normal jeans and let them rip on their own,
or work in them or something. You know?
Do you see now? There's like I go to Target a lot now, and they sell like ripped up jean shorts that are drawn all over with Sharpie. Have you seen this?
I've seen people wear them, but I've never...
They're pre-drawn on, but they're like...
I've seen shoes like that.
But yeah, me too. They like sold like Stranger Things shoes. They might have been Reeboks. Because I love Reeboks. Reeboks are like, that's like my favorite shoe company. And
white people wear a pair of Reeboks, so they just say, okay.
That's a funny joke. So anyway, it's unauthentic to me, and Dixon bothers me. I'll never buy from them. Nah, just go to a thrift store and buy flannels, or go to a normal store and buy flannels that are actual flannels.
I got one of my favorite ones from Target.
Me too.
So
Target sells good flannels.
I went to their website.
Okay.
Again,
Dixon?
I was in the process of talking myself out of buying one.
Sure.
I was like, out of sheer curiosity, I kind of want one, but now I don't anymore. And then I was looking at their like, their colorways and their fits because they sell them
When did
in
colorway come into the lexicon, by the way? That's new,
always?
right?
No.
I've never heard that until like a year ago, dude. I'm
It's
not kidding.
It's been around. It's a fashion thing.
Okay.
It's fashion sweaty.
Because colorway can be for anything.
Correct.
People say that for vinyl all the time now.
It is the colorway.
The splattered blood colorway of this vinyl, the orange colorway of this.
It's simply what do you want them to call it? A variation?
Yes.
All right.
That's what people used to say, a variant.
Write an email at
an alternative cover.
DIXXON.com.
But it's weird how these
I'm sure they'll listen to you.
It's weird how these things come into the lexicon, isn't it? Because no one used to say colorway, dude.
Nobody used to say a lot of things.
We always said the alternative cover. Like if you're looking at like old Misfits record, I don't know, like.
Well, now you're talking about the album cover. That's a different thing.
But they say colorway now for album covers and stuff.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
I don't think so.
They sure do.
Oh. Well, maybe they're colored differently. So anyway, I'm on the website.
Okay.
Talking myself out of buying it.
Yeah.
I'm 99% out, or 99% not doing it because I'm not spending $60 fucking on one flannel.
Yeah.
And I saw the models that they're using.
Oh, the guy models?
Yeah. And one of them had a Crass tattoo, and I was like, oh wow, they picked a real alt.
Jesus.
They picked a real cool guy.
Crass.
Yeah.
On a website
Dixon flannels.
Selling $60 flannels.
$60 flannels, yeah.
Do they know anything about Crass?
I'm sure that I would make a large wager that they don't.
But it's funny. I listen to interviews with a lot of the guys in the punk scene back in the day. Like I'll listen to like DRI or whoever. Or I'm a big like GBH fan. So like I
hell yeah, fully charged.
Yeah. So like, or you'll hear them talk about like Crass used to talk all this bullshit. This is why I never got into like anarchy and all this bullshit, because like Crass would talk all this shit on stage, and then they'd be like the biggest like wasters of resources, and then like litter and do all this other shit.
I littered on my way here.
Why?
Fuck the environment.
I hope the environment fucks you. You didn't really litter, did you?
No.
Okay, good. I hate litter bugs, dude.
It just doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense to me.
I know that this girl and I broke up one time because she littered in the street, and I went and picked it all up and cleaned it up.
Good for you.
And man. I was like,
fuck,
you just gonna leave that there?
Fucking pig.
I was pissed, dude.
Yeah, that was one thing that was on my mind.
Okay.
So I have a couple more things.
Yeah.
So
it's a nice Henley, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really like how it feels on me.
It's nice.
So this isn't last night at this point because I wrote it down a while ago,
okay,
or a few days ago. But
sure.
I had a dream.
Couple few days ago.
Yeah, I had a dream.
Okay.
That's really strange for me.
Okay. Oh, you don't dream?
I never dream.
Oh my god, I dream constantly. Okay.
I was about to. That is going to open up my discussion in a second, but since I've had an iPhone,
yeah,
since I've had one since 2010 or 11, it's 10 or 11.
Sure.
About 12 years I've had an iPhone. I've written down every dream I've ever had.
What?
Yeah.
How do you remember? Oh yeah, because you never dream.
Correct.
That's insane to me.
So
Liz and I dream like every night.
I counted how many dreams I've had.
Okay.
How many do you think I've had?
4.
In 11 years.
4.
12 years.
Okay, 11.
A little more.
13.
15.
15.
In 11 years I've had 15 dreams.
That you remember.
Well, I remember them all because as soon as I wake up I write them down.
I know, but you do dream every night. Everyone dreams every night.
Allegedly.
But you just don't remember.
Who's to say?
Scientists.
Which ones?
The ones that study dreams.
What's the study called?
Study of sleep.
That doesn't sound quantifiable.
It is quantifiable.
I'm sure there is a way that you can measure somebody's brain activity while they're sleeping.
You dream every night. Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
Well, I'm happy for getting them then.
Yeah.
Because when I wake up,
you have to dream.
When I wake up, the lights just turn right back on. I'm
your
like, well,
brain keeps
here's another
going
day.
When your body sleeps. It's a dream.
I track my sleep with my Fitbit too. So
I don't care.
If everything you're saying is true, I still don't care.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, like, do you remember all of your dreams? And it sounds like you do, or at least most of them.
I remember them for like that day, and I forget them. I mean, I could tell you I can tell you some very memorable dreams I've had.
That was the next thing I was going to get to.
Do you really want to hear some of my dreams?
Kind of, because I realized when I was writing it down,
Okay.
like aside from the fact that I've written down every dream I've ever had, and
Yeah.
there wasn't that, I counted them. I was like, there's really not that many. I went back, or I tried to go back into my archives and like remember, not traumatic, but like you said, memorable dreams that I've had.
Okay. Was it a good dream or is it a nightmare?
I don't remember.
So you just said you wrote it down.
Well, I'd have to read it
Oh,
to remember it. That's how removed I am from it.
Jesus. No, I could tell you, I mean, offhand, because I remember my dreams even as a kid.
This is exactly what I was going to ask. Like, can you recall some? Because I can't.
You want me to go into my first dream I ever remember?
Yes.
I was inside of a mouth, and there were torches lit up all around me, and every time the mouth would open, it would show light, and every time it would close, it would go complete darkness. Now I was talking about this before. I have like a horrible fear of the dark. Always will, always have. Yeah, I don't like the dark. That's the only time I ever panic in the dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you think that comes from?
I don't know. Probably something traumatic in my childhood. My childhood was a little weird and rocky.
You got to work that stuff out, man. You can't be afraid of the dark.
Well, I mean, I've had to do things in the dark, like woods and stuff before, like army shit. But like if I'm in okay, I keep a flashlight right next to where I work out in case somehow the power goes out and I get stuck. So
don't you have your phone?
My
with you?
house growing up, I do, but the flashlight's just a button. Like I don't have to look for the phone.
Right.
Anyway, my house growing up was very old and.
It had all the boards and nails
haunted.
and shit.
Yeah, nails everywhere. And it had... Did you ever see Home Alone?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. My house had a giant old, boiler like that.
Okay.
And...
Furnace?
Yeah. And it would make really loud noises. And
Scary.
a lot of times... I don't want to pity or whatever, but we were broke and we didn't have the electric on or whatever. Sometimes mom couldn't pay the electric bill or whatever, and the fucking power would just go out, and I'd be so scared, dude. And anyway, so in that dream when I was in the mouth,
in the mouth, torches.
Casper's 3 brothers from the movie were flying around me, and they were trying to scare me, and I was giving them my best scary faces back. Another dream I remember specifically was Freddy Krueger had killed my sister and my dad in front of me. Then my mom and I ran outside. This is at my mom's house. We ran outside, and my driveway broke into lava, and we were trying to balance on these rocks so we wouldn't fall into lava.
Wow.
So my mom's balancing on a rock, and Freddy Krueger grabs this big sword, and he dips it in the lava, and he climbs up on the roof, and he drops it on my mom, and it slices her down the middle, and I watch all my mom getting sliced down the middle, and all of her organs still, pulsating.
Holy shit.
And then, so that was... I think I was 8 at that dream.
No good.
And then I'll tell you a dream that I remember when I went to college. It was my first week at college. I remember I wrote this down. I mean, this was 2009. So I was on this lonely highway. It was in Middletown. You remember how Middletown used to look?
Yes, I do.
Where there'd be punk shows out there in the middle of nowhere.
There was nothing.
There was nothing out there except for cornfields. Yep. So I was on this lonely road, no cars, nothing, and there was a payphone, and there was an old farmhouse with one light on, and
scary.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, the light was on the outside, so it lit the doorway up, and then I was underneath a street light, which also had a payphone connected to it, and the phone rang, and I answered it. And Whoa. It was a bunch of little children's voices that said, "We are the suffering." And when I was told to walk into the farmhouse, and when I did, there was a large curtain dividing the farmhouse in half, and it was made out of the skin of all the kids.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and there was their faces were sewn into arms and stuff.
Holy shit.
But yeah, I have dreams like that all the time.
Yeah, I stand by what I said. I'd rather not remember my fucking dreams.
No, I know. I've always had a really active imagination, but that's what I've always been a writer and stuff too. So
makes sense.
When I was overseas, I had a lot of dreams. I was just stressed, And I would write them down, but I also wrote a lot of short stories when I was over there too.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, like one about pirates and stuff. So
Yar.
yeah, no, yeah, I dream all the time, dude. I mean, I usually will wake Liz up if it's a bad one. I also have sleep paralysis anytime I sleep on my back. Yeah, I hate sleep paralysis. I know people like that have it every night, dude. I could never imagine. Liz gets it too a lot. We both get it a lot. I just get stressed when I sleep. I don't sleep very well in general. So anyway, so yeah, I remember my dreams all the time, dude.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with how I sleep then. Fuck.
Oh no, I barely sleep.
Fuck dreaming.
I actually sleep was always one of those things that scared me as a kid because then my eyes have to be closed for all that time.
Oh, darn.
So I've always been really bad at sleeping because I don't like not being able to see.
We're getting to the bottom of some shit today. This is a good ass episode.
No, I mean, this stuff you kind of know about me. Probably.
Brought to you by our sponsor, Lexi, the dog over
Aww.
there. Thanks, Lex.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything you do. Keep doing it.
She's sad. She misses my dad.
Yeah, should be all right.
Should be all right.
I only had one more thing.
Yeah, go.
On my mind.
I have a lot.
Good, because we're going to get to it next.
Yeah, sweet.
Luxury apartments.
What about them?
Or condos.
Okay. What about them?
Have you noticed how much they pop up lately? Everywhere, all over the place?
Yeah, dude, that's like what happens normally. Everywhere. Yeah. Look at Philly.
That's not normal. It's gentrification. It's
yeah,
bad.
I know.
I'm saying it's
gentrification is normal.
I'm saying it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Nobody can afford to live in these places. No one that I've ever met.
No, but people do. Look at the riverfront.
Somehow
packed, dude. I mean, it's packed.
Oh yeah, same thing. Like these condos and like quote unquote luxury apartments that are over $2,000 a month, starting for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's for young people that just want to be around a bunch of other young people that are making a lot of money.
I've never been young and been able to afford an apartment like that.
You and I were raised...
I also don't know anybody who could either. Not one.
Well, you and I were always very much working class. You would work like 2-3 jobs at a time. I just always worked. I mean, I had, like 3 jobs at a time. My wife's the same way. We were raised that you have to work like the hardest possible for your dollar. There's a lot of people that are raised to just understand how to play the game and make buku bucks. And those people live in luxury apartments.
I don't think they do.
What do you mean?
I don't think somebody working 2 or 3 jobs is going to be like, I'm going to work my ass the fuck off so I can live in a luxury apartment.
No, what I'm saying is you and I would never look to live in a luxury apartment.
I don't think those people are either.
Oh, yeah, they definitely are.
No.
Yeah, dude, people that work like from home and stuff, they love that shit.
Now, if you're working from home with some cushy job,
that's what I'm saying,
and it's your only job,
there you go.
That's who lives in places like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
What you just maybe I'd misheard you.
Yeah, you misheard. I think I'm saying people like you and me have always lived in like shitty apartment. Remember that place I was living at with my buddy on West 7th Street?
Yep.
That like piece of shit house. Because that's all I assumed I could afford. I mean, it was all I could afford at the time, and I worked my ass off, but it was like I didn't want to be in debt. Well, but there's a lot of people that just know how to play the game and make a lot of money doing very little. And they spend a lot of time in their luxury apartments. I was barely home, so I lived in a piece of shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you live in a piece of shit spot if you're barely home.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, if you have some cushy job, obviously you want to be in your luxury place you pay all this money for.
Yep.
But my point remains, I've never met somebody who can live in a place like that. And yet those places are everywhere and they're all full.
Yeah, dude.
They're all full of tenants. Maybe it's because
we also have a lot of people work remotely, dude.
Now.
Yeah.
But
these things have popped up in the last couple of years.
But gentrification started before work from home was the norm.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So I'm saying that like maybe there is something to the point that after the economy and the housing market was ruined by boomers and early generation Gen Xers, the later generation Gen Xers and early millennials who aren't buying homes,
Yeah.
we're becoming a nation of renters.
Oh, yeah, most certainly.
Owning your home is on its way out.
Yeah.
And
It's almost impossible for our generation.
Right.
I got extremely lucky with this house. And it's the army, honestly.
We're going to become a world of leasers. You're not going to own your home. You're not going to own your car.
I don't think millennials care anymore.
They don't.
Yeah. I think millennials, a lot of them came from the suburbs, and they want to live in cities and be part of these communities and think that they're,
I like city
something.
life. I like city life just fine.
It's fine.
I can function. I can function in a go city very well, but
Yeah, but you never lived in one.
I know.
So I'm saying, do it for more than a month. It's a lot.
I would have to be on my own to do that.
Yeah.
I think because if I was on my own living like that, I would thrive.
I'm sure you'd be fine, yeah.
But as more level-headed, settled person with like a relationship on my side, I could live anywhere really and not I like that wouldn't fulfill me. In fact, it would stress me out and I don't think I would like it.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I was looking just for shits and giggles. I was looking at places last night in Arizona.
Okay.
Just because like that's on my bucket list of places to live.
Yeah, why not?
Like if I ever
thought about living out there, but
it's a big if.
it's also like it's a different world out there, dude.
I know. It's a big fucking if, but if I ever left the Northeast, it would be out there to the desert.
Yeah, it's a red state too. People forget.
That's fine.
I don't know, man.
There's a lot of freedoms out there. Arizona's a little
But the people, dude.
It depends on where you are.
I don't think you'd... Because I thought the same way. I was like, oh, man, I could go out there. We could live in a small house, and it never rains. I could ride my motorcycle year-round all the time like I do here, but not in shitty
never
weather.
shovel your driveway again.
Yeah, but there's other factors out there, dude. The people out there are, like... I don't know. I just don't think you'd like them.
I've been there and I do like them.
Okay.
I've been
if you've got your own little scene out there, then that's cool.
I've been to Phoenix.
Yeah.
I've been to Tempe. I've been to Mesa.
So like you've been to the metropolitan areas.
Exactly.
Okay, I see. Well, I feel like those are the same anywhere you go.
Maybe. But the advantage that it has that nice climate that I like so much.
That's true, yeah. It's very hot. New people I know die of dehydration there all the time because they don't realize they're getting hot because it's like a dry heat.
Mm-hmm. And the scenery and the landscape is just unbeatable for me out there.
I've never been to Arizona.
You never been there?
No. I've been to California before.
I drove...
Also hate the people there.
I drove through... I wasn't in California long enough to experience the people, so I was just... California just, whatever to me.
They're okay. I don't know.
So I drove on tour, I drove from Texas through all the way across Texas, through New Mexico into Arizona. And then the next day I drove through Arizona to Southern California.
Okay.
And I was like, this is the place I need to be someday. Cool. The Southwest.
Then do it.
I think I just might because, like I was saying...
We can still do our podcast.
I can do whatever the hell I want.
There you go.
Out there. I was looking at a place, or a couple of places last night.
Would your lady move with you?
Yeah. She's talked about it before.
Oh, excellent.
I think so. I don't want to speak for her, but she's brought it up without me being in the conversation. I've overheard her. I've overheard her say it. So.
Oh, good.
But no, like I was looking at a place that was 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay. That was less than the house that I grew up in, and I was like,
That's
wow,
pretty cool.
Out here. And
Did you only have one bathroom in the house you grew up in?
Yep.
That's what I thought. I remember going to that house.
Never again.
I liked that house though.
The house was great.
Yeah.
The neighborhood was awesome.
That is a cool neighborhood.
I loved that neighborhood. Yeah. I loved my neighbors, but I had one bathroom in that house, and that was hell.
Yeah, we have one bathroom in this house.
I will never do it again.
Because it was the three of you, right? Sharing one bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me, mom, and dad.
There you go.
It was a real fucker. I mean, I've taken up enough fucking time. What's on your mind, Matt?
So today I had to go get a physical for my new job that I'm starting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He got the job.
Finally out of the service industry.
Fuck.
We'll see how long I last. Because I have high speed. Let me just say how gross the waiting rooms are in these places. Like, you have to go get these done. Just how stained up everything is. And the people, everybody's just gross. I don't know. So there was this guy sitting next to me playing this game. And it was like a quiet, we got moved from one waiting room to another. And I'm waiting there quietly. First it was just me, then a bunch of people roll up and sit down near me because they got moved as well, obviously. And this guy's playing this fucking game on his phone. And I'm just trying to enjoy the silence. And it's got this like chewing
it's out loud,
sound.
isn't it?
It is. Like why do you need the noise on to play the game? And no, I don't even
adult,
have it.
Right? He's an adult.
Oh, he's older than me. He's probably
for
like
God's
in his
sake.
50s. Yeah, large, just gross looking, just like doesn't look like he's shaved in a while, but not trying to grow a beard. Just unkempt.
Unkempt. Yep.
And
Gotcha.
He's fucking playing this game. I don't even have a thing about noises or anything, but it was so fucking annoying.
It depends on the noise.
And
it depends on where
it was
I'm listening
chewing.
to.
It was a chewing noise. I know a lot of people have a thing about chewing. I never really cared that much, but I was just like, dude, are you kidding me? Like,
I was just talking about that the other day to somebody. If I hear chewing out loud, like in a room or like across the room, I'm like, whatever. But if it's in my ears, like in headphones or something,
Yeah.
I can't listen to it.
Okay.
And well, more so it angers me because the person, whoever was being recorded, doesn't have the awareness to stop fucking doing it. It makes me angry. It's not it doesn't like gross me out or anything. I don't think. No, it doesn't give me like a physical reaction or anything. But keep going with the guy.
Well, actually, I have a friend. I've talked about this on the podcast before. He has mesophonia, where chewing is one of his like things that makes him instantly like fight or flight or whatever. But because I've seen him smack things out of people's hands before when he hears them chewing.
God bless.
So in the first waiting room I was in, I'm doing my paperwork and all this stuff. This guy comes in, camo hat, Marines shirt on or whatever.
Sure. Semper Fi, brother.
Yeah, older guy. His arm is just dripping blood.
All right.
This isn't a hospital, by the way.
This
is
some
just
place.
a regular waiting room where you go and get like a physical. Like everybody there goes and gets evaluated either before they started a job or maybe they got injured at work or whatever.
Is this is essentially like a military version of like a lab corp
It's
or something?
not. This wasn't even military. This is civilian. But
okay.
yeah, it's kind of like a lab
or
corp.
a quest or
But
whatever.
This guy, you could tell he was like retired. Like this wasn't for the bleeding arm. This was for something completely different. He had to get like a CDL re-upped or something.
The driver's license?
Yeah, it was something like that. But his fucking arm was like it looked like he had just picked at this scab on the back of his arm and he didn't realize it was bleeding. Bro, it's running down his arm. So then he reaches over, touches it, blood all over his hand. He looks at it and it's just like, eh. And then he goes on about going and touching everything. And I'm just like, oh my fuck. This is why I bring my own pen to things. Because of motherfuckers like him. So, and then he sat across from me in the other waiting room.
Of
and we
course
were
he
all
did.
silent. And he's just staring at the wall. And I'm staring at the wall. And I
Holding it
can't
together.
help but think about all this stupid blood this guy has all over his arm. He's just getting it all over the different chairs. Anyway, that was what's on my mind, baby.
That was the waiting room guy?
Multiple waiting room guys, yes. Making it all very uncomfortable. Oof. I don't like it.
No.
And I was there very early. I wanted to get this shit done, and it took just forever.
Took way too long.
Way too long. Oh, man. And I know like this person's a doctor and stuff, but I just never had a female doctor have to give me, maybe I have. I don't know. It was odd. The person like had to grip my balls and then tell me how to, they were explaining to me.
Cough.
No, I was laying down.
Okay.
and they were explaining to me how to check for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing this motion with their hands. They were like, and grabbing my testicles all at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, okay, this is the motion you have to do. And they were like, first you have to take it like this, and then squeeze with your hand like this, and then let go, and then move to the other testicle. And she's just doing it on me. I'm like, okay,
Gotcha.
okay.
Meanwhile, you're
like
filling up.
laying down and just getting my balls squeezed. I was just like, oh my God, this is the least horny I've ever been in my life.
Nah,
while
you were
getting touched
filling
by a
up,
woman.
admit it.
This sucks. So yeah, that was it.
I would have been filling up. With blood.
Yeah, very, very nice doctor and everything. I'm sure they deal with this. Yeah. But I was just like, oh my God, just get me out of this awful place. Like the wallpaper's all coming down off the walls. There's stains on everything.
Nice.
It's like, well, how does this keep going like this? Anyway, who are you working with, Tom? Because I got to say, who I'm working with, I don't know yet. I don't have anything to complain yet until I start this job, and then I'm sure I'll have plenty to complain about.
We'll see. It remains to be seen then, huh?
Yeah, remains to be seen. Who's to say?
Well, I am. I've got a couple things written down because, like we said,
I have one more thing too.
Oh, get to it.
Just real quick. I walked into GNC today.
I'm good. Go.
Okay, I walked into GNC
General
today.
Nutrition Center.
Yes, and I'm looking at something for like 2 seconds. The guy's like, "Can I help you?" And I go up to the counter. I was like, "Yeah. Do you guys have anything that's like protein?" But it's in like pill form or vitamin form kind of thing.
I'd also be like, do you have anything that's not $100?
And but then I was like, in vegan protein. He was just like, what? And like I'm an idiot for asking that. Like I'm in a place filled with supplements and pills, and I thought I was asking a normal question.
Yeah.
And he was just like, no, they don't make anything like that. And I was like,
who's they?
Yeah.
Dumbass?
And I was just like, okay, thanks. And then I like looked at one thing for like a second, and then I was just like, all right, have a good one. I was so mad. I was like, dude, I wanted to, like, I had to like contain it all. I was like, Matt, don't fucking flip out on this idiot.
Tool.
Yeah, this guy was a tool. I was pissed.
You can get Vega protein at like Target.
But that's what I'm saying. Like but I'm saying, I know that it's in powder form. I thought possibly there was protein in like a tablet form. And I didn't know that was a dumb question. I mean, I've seen like gummy protein and stuff. So I was thinking, so how fucking far off was I mean, I couldn't have been that far off. Like there's pills to make your dick bigger. Like they can't have a protein pill. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really make your dick bigger. It makes all the blood flow go to one specific part of your body. So I'm getting lightheaded. I've been talking too much.
Taking too many dick pills.
Too many dick pills. Too many gas station dick pills. I took one called Spotted Wolverine, and I'm all fucked up looking now. Just kidding. Yeah, go on. Who are you working with?
I got a couple.
Yeah.
Lay
it on me.
One is the bad communicator.
Yeah.
Nightmare. I didn't have anything specific written down, but
I need to grab something to drink. I'm sorry. I'm actually really lightheaded.
No, go
I think it's
for
because
it.
I had to get blood taken today. Oh, that was the other fucking thing.
Oh!
I hate needles with a passion.
You can't just ignore it?
No, I can't. And
Can't just turn it off?
No, it scares me so bad. And he like wiggled it around in my vein, and I was like, ugh, and it hurt. And he like I could tell he just like wasn't as good as I normally get it. And now I'm like all I can't even look at it right now. But it hurt really fucking bad, and I don't like it. Anyway, that was the other thing. Getting my blood drawn. I fucking hated it today. All right, I gotta grab something to drink. I'm super lightheaded.
Grab your drink. I'll keep vamping.
Please.
No. Maybe it was ever since. Still haven't gotten to it on the podcast yet, but years and years ago, when I was in the hospital for an extended period of time.
I remember
that. At the end of high school.
Oh, that one.
I was constantly. By the doctors and nurses, I was constantly getting like my blood drawn or IVs put in.
Blech.
Sometimes it felt like multiple times a day, but at one point they put it in.
That literally makes me shiver.
It was they were giving me different IVs and stuff so often that they gave me a thing called a central line. You know what that is?
No.
So a central line, for anyone who doesn't know, it is essentially it's a thick plastic, I suppose, plastic like hose that they insert in your arm at like your shoulder blade that goes directly down to your heart. And it's so that there's a little plastic appendage sticking out of your body all the time, so that instead of sticking your arm all the time, like multiple times a day, they just connect whatever they need to give you directly to this little plastic thing, and it just goes right in. Like, that's how much I was getting my like IVs and blood drawn and shit back then. But when I
don't like that at all.
When I was I had accepted, I think it was part of like the traumaticness, or the traumaticness, is that a word? Of the injuries, but I was also like, I accepted the fact that I was helpless, and
you were in somebody else's hands.
Yeah, and there was nowhere I could go and nothing I could do, so I just gave up and submitted. And then I started to like zoom out and kind of look at it clinically. I'm like, okay, well, they're gonna stick this thing in my arm. It's only this tiny, it's this big, and it takes 10 seconds at the most. And then it immediately doesn't hurt once it's in, really, unless somebody really fucks you up, which was also rare.
That's what I'm saying.
But more often than not, it doesn't. More often than not, you are fine.
I understand that.
So if you know that going in, it's a little easier to, cope and prepare yourself. I just talked about eating on mic, and what does this guy do?
I'm not eating on the mic. I know. I had an orange. Seriously, I was getting really lightheaded.
Thank God. It was a smart grad.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem like getting a shot, like a flu shot. I've always been okay with. I still can't look at the needle going in me.
I'd rather not see it too.
But
still,
getting things taken from me, my blood taken, freaks me the fuck out. And I wasn't like that when I was younger. It came as adulthood, because I passed out the first and only time I ever gave blood, like donated blood. I was fine. I felt fine. And I had to skip breakfast that morning. I was running late. I stood up.
That's why you passed out. That's exactly why.
I fell over.
Your blood sugar was on the fucking floor, and then
yeah.
Next thing you know, you're like, huh? What happened?
It's funny, man. Every time I get my blood pressure taken, they always say I have high blood pressure for my age. And they're like, "Oh, did you have your coffee this morning?"
It's because you're stressed.
I say, "No, I'm just like this naturally. I've never had coffee in my entire life. This is just how I am."
And then the fucking talk starts. Why you never had coffee? I don't know how you do it,
bro. I fucking know.
I do it just like you do. I don't drink that stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
I
know you don't like it either.
No, it's not. We're two non-coffee drinkers.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm the only one.
I don't do energy drinks. I don't do none of that shit.
I stopped drinking energy drinks this week, and I feel the same. So I think I didn't need
really.
It. Yeah. In the morning, like at work, I would drink one to just start the day. But now
you're drinking a sugary drink right now.
Now.
Yeah.
After I've worked out and had dinner and everything.
Oh, okay.
This is my one. I'm drinking my my classic my Wawa.
Sound like a rapper.
My half and half iced tea. Speaking of rappers,
I've been listening to this album from the 90s. Did you ever hear that song "Rhythm Is the Dancer"?
Rhythm is the dancer. It's a soul's companion.
Do you know who does that song?
Feel it everywhere. Yeah.
Oh.
It's God damn it!
It's a group called Snap.
Snap. Is it really?
SNAP exclamation point.
I never mind.
Knew who did that song.
I was thinking of LaBouche.
Oh, okay. Well, I never knew who did that song, so I downloaded their album with that song on it.
That song is by Corona.
No, that song is by Snap.
The song "Rhythm Is a Dancer" is by Snap.
Yes.
This is the rhythm of the night is by Corona. Different song.
Different song. Yeah,
you're talking about two songs. You better snap back into your.
Rhythm is a dancer. I said that.
I know.
You're all confused.
Whatever.
Anyway, I downloaded that record that that song is on. I bought it from iTunes, and it's actually really good. And typically, I'm just not a fan. I've never really been a fan of rap or hip hop, but this album is pretty good because they combine like 90s jock jams with old school hip hop. I mean, the album's from 1992.
That's a very 1992 sound.
Right, but it's almost like they're two different groups, but combined into one, which I think they do it very well. So I've been listening to that, and I downloaded Sisters of Mercy's first record. And it's
First and Last and Always?
Yes, and it's very, very good. But that was before Patricia Morrison joined the band, right? Because I never listened to the Sisters of Mercy before.
It's one of my favorite groups of all time.
Yeah. Well, somebody said that my band sounds like them.
That's a great compliment.
It is a great compliment. And I knew a couple of their songs, but I just never bought an album from them. I don't know why I always just skipped over it.
Floodland, the album that came out 2 years later, is a fucking masterpiece.
So that's the one from 87. Because didn't they put out 2 records in 87?
No.
Okay. I thought they did.
I even like their later stuff. Vision Thing is an awesome record.
Did you ever listen to... are you a Billy Idol fan at all?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny because obviously the White Wedding and...
I'm fine with him. But...
Yeah, it's fine. But he put out a record in, I want to say it was like 1990, called Cyberpunk. And it was an homage to the book, I've talked about it on here before, Neuromancer. If you've ever read it or heard of it, it's kind of what started the cyberpunk genre as we know it today, that and Blade Runner. But Neuromancer is a fantastic novel, and it's written by William Gibson. If you ever get a chance, I have it on audiobook and regular book form. It's pretty cool. It's like a Blade Runner-esque story.
Neuromancer.
But he did a whole album called Cyberpunk, and it's very odd, but it's a great album. It's almost like it's not Billy Idol. And you know what? I always respected Billy Idol because now, yes, he's a famous celebrity, he's a pop star or whatever. But I always felt like he still stayed true to just doing his own thing at a time when you kind of could do that.
Cyberpunk, 1993.
Okay, 93. Gotcha. So, sure. I love the album cover too. I actually have
cool.
I have it on cassette and I have it on like the digital copy. So, I don't know. But that's what I've been listening to lately.
I just really like that that Billy Idol stood up for Adam Sandler in The Wedding Singer on that flight.
I do too.
At the end of the movie.
He's a real
nice
American hero, even though he's from the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. He still looks pretty good too.
Yeah, to this day, yeah. Let me think.
So who else you working with? Bad Communicators and
Yeah. I didn't write down anything specific for the Bad Communicator. It just makes me mad when communication is awry.
I agree. People should speak clearly.
People should speak clearly and directly, and they should get to the point of what they want.
God, that reminds me. I have to teach a class this weekend at drill. I just found out today.
Sad trombone effect.
Yeah.
I would have pushed it, but I can't.
I don't want to do it. Oh, no, we have a sad trombone.
Do we?
Yeah.
There it is. Teaching a class.
Yeah. Oh.
What's it on?
PPE.
Explain for civilians like me. Personal protective equipment?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is exactly what it is.
I only know what that is because of the glove and mask shortage 2 years ago.
Yep, exactly. So I have to teach a class on that. I'll figure it out.
All right, class. What you're going to want to do is you want to put the mask around your ears, and it goes underneath of your chin.
I'm supposed to teach a half an hour in proper PPE.
So that not to cover your mouth and nose, because then you can't speak to people. You want to keep the mask under the chin. See,
now I'm considered a sergeant because I'm going to be promoted soon. So now they're going to have me teaching stuff.
Well, I'm
about to rip this Band-Aid off on mic.
There you go.
Or not Band-Aid, it's tape with like a nasty piece of ripped cotton.
It's...
Do you want me to do this on microphone?
It's called paper tape. I have rolls of it at home still. Just do it. What are you waiting for?
No! Ah!
You're fine. Shut up.
Fine.
I'll tell you, I'm not going to salute you now.
That's who we got.
Let me see. Oh, this happened to me today.
Tell me everything I want to know.
Have you ever had a coworker who, rather than addressing you, will talk out loud to themselves loud enough so that you can hear them?
No.
So I had a coworker today. Now that my desk is moved back into the corral and I'm sitting around my coworkers again in my department, my one coworker is, rather than just saying, "Hey, let's collaborate on this thing," is just reading an email or two out loud enough to themselves so that I can hear what they're saying.
Sure.
And I can with hopes of me to engage in conversation, rather than just say, "Hey, can you come over and collaborate? Like, can you take a look at this with me?"
Almost like this person doesn't want to be responsible for you coming over. They want to just read something that somebody else wrote in hopes that you come over.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That is very common in today's workplace.
Well, that kind of ties into the bad communicator kind of thing, because I'm like, why? If you want me to hear what you're saying, I'll gladly walk over there, put my shit down, and like engage so that we can get to the bottom of this quicker, rather than you fucking beating around the bush. And like what we do is so individual at times. Like, I can listen to one headphone at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm like I can hear you over there, clear as a bell.
Sure.
Because you're talking about shit that I have to know about.
Yeah.
And I have to pause my shit, and I have to sit there with my head cocked to the side so I can hear you.
Cocked.
And I'm like, oh my God, why don't you just ask me something? If you want me,
just ask me.
Just fucking ask it. You ever had somebody do that?
I haven't, because my work environment was only a few people.
Yeah, there's only fucking 4 of you.
Yeah, so we would just talk to each other. I don't play that game.
What a dream.
But I guarantee once I start working Army full time, there's going to be a lot of that, because like memos are always sent out, shit like that. So
yeah, you'll have to pay attention to emails.
And then there's going to be a lot of shrugging. Well, nothing I can do. You know, a lot of that. I can feel it coming.
That's not in my job description.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say it.
God. Oh, you're going to get the reply all person. Just wait.
Oh, God, I didn't even think of that shit. I already do in group chats. Like, they have to reply to every single thing. Where I'll just thumbs up something. Like, I'll hold it down and then thumbs it up.
You can double tap it and do that too.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well.
And that reminds me of one more.
Sure. Give it to me.
Remember the eavesdropper I talked about once before?
Oh, yeah, multiple times.
They have now resorted to looking over my shoulder.
What?
Because they'll
like a cartoon?
Yeah, they'll like doing the casual, like, hands in the pockets walk by. Not a supervisor, by the way, just a fellow. Like
a what you up to kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And they'll see what I'm working on and be like, "Oh, that's I was just talking to." I don't care. I don't care what you were doing. I'm doing this. You stay over there.
Wow.
Get your beak out of my fucking business.
Oh man, you don't know how many times I've heard that. With my big ass nose.
And you don't go sticking it in places it doesn't belong, do you?
Nope.
I wouldn't think so.
I just hit the microphone with it.
Get the fuck away from me, friendo.
Friendo.
Okay? Get out of my fucking space. Looking over my shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Office shit.
Yeah.
Drives you nuts sometimes.
Can I shout somebody out real quick?
Please do.
I doubt he'll ever hear this, but Kev from the Wicked Horror Show, you're the man. Oh. He and I have been messaging back and forth. I literally just wanted to let him know that I'm a huge fan of his show, and he actually like reached out to me, and he went and looked up my band and stuff, and he's a super cool guy.
There you go,
If you
Kev.
guys are horror movie fans, I highly recommend listening to the Wicked Horror Show, WHS. They are awesome. They do horror movie reviews. They have on directors, and like they'll have on indie filmmakers and all kinds of people. They're awesome. So
All right.
thank you, Kev. I sent him out a couple of Fat Monster Matt tapes, and yeah, really good guy.
Thanks, Kev. Shout out to Kev.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Do you have anything else?
I think I'm good. I complained about a lot. Is this our longest episode?
No.
Really? Well, how long have we been recording?
Hour 10.
That's pretty long.
It's
Nice.
not
I got
out
a lot out of the way. We talked about dreams.
It's not out of the ordinary long.
We talked about my annoyance with the waiting room today. I think I'm
Housing
good.
market.
I can't. Yeah.
Cars?
Yeah. I'm sure we have all the answers there.
I'm sure of it.
No. Just thanks for coming by. Glad to be here. Weekly with you. This keeps my brain okay.
I was just thinking, like, this is like, as being a fan of podcasts for so long, like we can just get it. We can get our personal. It's personal, but at the same time, I hope that it's relatable to our listeners out there.
I think so. Oh, and what else I wanted to say, because this comes out right before Friday the 13th. So happy Friday the 13th, everybody. We're having a little party over here.
Yeah, and you're not invited.
Yeah, you're not.
Just kidding.
But
I
you are.
am.
You are.
And
But
I'll be
the
there.
audience is not invited.
So what's the plan? What are we doing?
We are going to watch Friday the 13th Part 4 outside.
Why 4?
4 is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. I also think 4 has the most entertainment value in a group setting, not in a funny way.
Okay.
Like if we were going to watch Jason X is like funny because it's so absurd.
So sick.
Yeah, it's just so absurd. But Part 4 is actually a really good film, but there's a lot of stuff entertaining in there, and Corey Feldman's in it as a little kid, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're gonna watch it outside.
We are. I have a projector. I have a big screen to project it on. I have a sound bar and a fire pit, and I'm gonna buy pizza for everybody. It is bring your own beer though. I gotta let everybody know that because I don't know what the hell to buy people.
We'll be bringing none.
Well, bring your own drinks of whatever. I'll probably buy sodas or something.
I'll bring a case of Liquid Death.
There you go.
Hey, speaking of, let me introduce our newest sponsor, Liquid Death.
Oh.
Enter the promo code. Thanks for something off your order. I don't remember what it is. Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
I almost forgot. I've been into lying lately.
Why? That's a psychopath shit. What the fuck?
We don't have a sponsor. I was making it up.
Oh.
I think I'm getting the sleepy ha's.
I think so. I actually have to poop soon. I actually got more awake when you got here.
Nice.
So I think that I got an ice cream cone today. I'm not supposed to have ice cream.
Allegedly.
But it was
too
just
straight ice cream?
It was custard, and now I have to poop. So
that makes that tracks. So
about to make my own turd.
No, if you would give us a follow on Instagram, our handle is ThankYouForUrServices_podcast. Shoot us a DM. Follow us. I'll probably follow you back.
He'll definitely follow you
So
back.
let's start a dialogue somewhere. If you want to shoot me or us a message on there. Again, that's ThankYouForUrServices_podcast. But even more so, if you want it on a more professional quote unquote level, shoot us an email. You can write to your little heart's desire, your little heart's content at ThankYouForUrServices@gmail.com. And for the layman out there, that is spelled thank you for your services@gmail.com.
Why are they a layman?
It's a term for people who didn't go to college or something like that. Like people who don't have a higher education are laymen.
Because they're getting laid.
Yeah, that's
right.
fucking right. Because school is for fucking virgins. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for your service.